Hypocrisy.
Hello. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law Explaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, small law firm in muted central Minnesota. The USB plug wasn't plugged in all the way. Just wasn't plugged. It's that kind of day. That kind of day. The USB plug is never in all the way. Anyways, how's it going, guys? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's a Monday. Last week was a little weird. I had to do a very abrupt cancellation of the Friday show after scheduling it, and I had to quickly apologize very much to Megan Fox, but had to deal with a thing. I don't know. How do you explain something to the internet that can't be explained to the internet? Right? How do you do that? I don't know. So we're not going to dwell on it, but many people sent many well wishes and prayers, and I really, really thank everybody for that. That's about all we're going to say about Friday. Anyway, tonight we do have some topics that are kind of fun. Washington State banned high capacity magazines. I don't know why they're against high capacity magazines. I don't know what a high capacity magazine does to make a gun particularly more deadly, other than it lets you shoot more bullets in one magazine, but that's not, the impact on the rate of fire isn't that high. And of course, that's the same argument they use to justify it. But it's a formality. It is a worthless provision, a regulation that is meant to do, to show security rather than create security. And I'm sure everybody here knows there is no security in theater. There's just reality or non-reality. That's it. In this case, of course, it's non-reality, but it's performative for people who have no idea. They're like, well, if they can carry 30 bullets rather than, if they have 10 bullets, they can only kill 10 children. But if they have 30, they can kill 30 children. 30 dead children is worse than 10 dead children, I think. Maybe. And then Milo Yiannopoulos, depends on the child, right? Like, no, Milo, no, don't do it. Don't do it again. Not again. Ah! Anyway, it's like, well, but they could just carry more magazines. Just put in a new one. This isn't Anyway, they had a high capacity magazine ban in Washington State. That has been thrown out, ruled unconstitutional. We'll take a look at that. Bruin is this secret slugger, really, that Clarence Thomas penned. That was the last time Clarence Thomas knew where his pen is. That's a middle school joke. I'm sorry. Okay. But he penned Bruin. It's been a very well-crafted decision that's had massive impact, and no one knows how to actually interpret it according to all of the rulings that are in conflict. So there's probably going to be a follow-up to it, and that's maybe a good thing, depending on who's on the court. But Bruin's impact is hit Washington State, and the high-capacity magazine ban is gone. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Then the Supreme Court of the United States upholds Idaho's ban on gender-affirming care for minors. That's right. Idaho's like, gender-affirming care for minors? Not even once. Nope, because once is enough. This bans like hormone puberty blockers and stuff like that for anyone under the age of 18. This is a big win for, children, right? This is a big win for children who are being possibly controlled or manipulated or, put in this place of being told that they're a different gender and then eventually believing it. Let them make the decision when they're an adult. That's all anybody, can reasonably ask there. I don't think that's too hard. You can't get your eyebrow pierced till you're 18. But it's like, well, they could block puberty though. It doesn't seem like that would have a lasting impact. Look, if you want to see the results of puberty blockers, just look at me. I never even went through it. I'm a tiny little frail monster. Do you want a bunch of me's running around? No, that'd be horrible. One is enough. One is enough. Okay, yeah. So with that, we're going to talk about Supreme Court upholding the ban on gender affirming care. There was a Trump's trial started today in the falsifying business records, right? The Michael Cohen paying off Stormy Daniels in what has to be one of the highest prostitution bills ever paid by a former president, because JFK got it for free and Obama got pegged by Michael. But that case is now underway in New York State, and it's being covered. I think Robert Gouveia may be covering it. Ron Coleman is there, and so there's that. Talk about that a little bit. I don't know. I wanted to cover the trial, but not around during the daytime. So I can't really do it. Kind of fun, but we'll get around to trials some point. They'll be back, maybe, hopefully when I'm dead and buried. But with that, there's some other stories that are out there. I'm sure you guys know of some as well. J. Russell Finch says, what was that pregnancy clickbait you put up Friday? Okay, it wasn't clickbait. There's a lawsuit out there right now. Megan Fox, not that one, has been talking about it. I was going to interview her on Friday to catch me up on it. This thing's been going on for a couple months. It involves a contestant from The Bachelor and a woman who says that she got him pregnant with twins through oral sex. Or wait, no, he got her pregnant. She didn't get him pregnant. He got her pregnant with twins through oral sex. And that she's now suing him for that. So there's that. And the lawyer on the case is kind of a weirdo. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We rescheduled to tomorrow when I had to cancel Friday's show. So Ned Creighton says, Rekieta Law is a non-practicing comedian as well as a non-practicing lawyer. Very true. Very true. Out of practice. I actually don't know. I don't know if I'll ever get to do stand-up comedy again because I'm in a wheelchair. I'm not in a wheelchair. I'm in a wheeled chair, but it's just an office chair. All right. We're going to get to these things as soon as we hit these chats. Again, guys, it's really good to see you. I mean, I don't see you, but you see me and I see me. So I know we're all in a pretty good place. But it's really good to be here tonight. Friday was rough and the weekend was weird. But yeah, life trundles along. Jim Satala says, glad to see you streaming again. Hey, thanks, Jim. How you doing? Hope all is well with you and the family. I'm burping. Yes. Family's doing well. And hoping to see a bourbon stream with you and BTM reviews sometime. That sounds good. Butt to mouth reviews. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Darth Bender says, painting stream as and Carl. We need to chat. We do. It's been, again, I'm not even home. I'm not home because they're on that other side of the planet, the cube or whatever. Hallucinosis says guns with bump stocks can fire 800 rounds a second. Justice Jackson. Oh, they always say that shit. It's like, well, a bump stock. It's a bump stock. It's a bump stock. All right. Sandra D says has gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. And also thank you for joining the paralegal level. So with that, thank you all for the any donations and memberships. I am trying so hard to hydrate my voice because damn, It's dry as mug in this fucking office. All right, so here we go. This is from the Seattle Times. Let me pull this out. Why are you drinking a chalice full of orange cream Fanta Gaylord? It's not. It's sweet tea and vanilla almond milk. It's delicious. You can use like regular milk if you have a stomach that isn't a bitch, but mine's lactose intolerant. Speaking of lactose intolerance, I'm going to drink man's milk, which is bourbon. Oh my God. All right, so here we go. This is Washington's ban on high-capacity gun magazines ruled unconstitutional. Very important that they distinguish gun magazines from other magazines because they wouldn't want like a high-capacity issue of Maxim, right? They wouldn't want to ban that. That would be uncouth. They have to specify that it's a gun magazine. In case you weren't aware, you rube. This is by David Gutman, Seattle Times staff reporter and part-time caveman. What is this guy? This guy looks like Seattle. It's like, yeah, I was going to join a grunge band. Then I became a reporter for the Times. It's like, no, that was a bad, I wasn't going to say it. Don't say he looks like Nirvana's offspring. That's not funny. A Cowlitz County judge ruled Washington's ban. God damn. Is this for old people? On high-capacity magazines, unconstitutional Monday, but just minutes later, the state Supreme Court issued an emergency order keeping the law on the books while the state appeals the decision. Cowlitz County Superior Court Judge Gary Bashir ruled that Washington's ban on the magazines, which hold more than 10 rounds and have been banned since 2022, violated both the Washington state and U.S. constitutions. That's cool. Bashir issued an immediate injunction which blocks the state from enforcing the ban. Attorney General Bob Ferguson. Why do these names come out like that? They're just names. Filed an emergency appeal to the state Supreme Court seeking to get the law back on the books. This is so great because they're like, you can't have more than 10 rounds in a magazine. That'd be crazy. If you have more than 10 rounds, like it shoots extra. Like, no, it doesn't. It actually still shoots 1 round per trigger pull. It's always the same. But these things are scary, right? Because they make the gun look scarier because they're longer and darker. And that has always scared Seattleites. Longer, darker things. They're terrified of them. They know what goes bump in the homeless settlements, okay? But they can't have this. They cannot have these high-capacity magazines. They're not high. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? It's not a high-capacity magazine. A 30-round magazine is not high-capacity. High-capacity magazine would be more, which would be awesome. It would be awesome to have more than 30 rounds. 30 rounds is like a standard magazine. To me, am I crazy? I've never seen someone like, I'm going to buy an AR. Oh, yeah? What kind of magazine are you going to buy? A 10-round one. Why? Why would you do this? Why would that be a thing? I don't know why they even sell them. If you're buying a 10-round magazine, you should just not buy the gun. Instead, you should buy a hammer and an ice pick and shove it into your own throat and then hammer it. Which is not advising people to commit suicide. It's just advice on how they should. I don't understand 10-round magazines for a semi-automatic rifle. Unless it's like a fucking 50 cal, right? Like a Bushmaster or whatever. That makes some sense. You don't need like 30 of those rounds would weigh a lot. Be big, bulky, hefty. But 30 rounds of what? 5.56? It's not a lot. There's not a lot of size there. 10 rounds is very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. I wonder where that was invented. Anyway, these things, the whole assault weapon, assault rifle distinction that doesn't exist in law, it exists in politics. All of it is built around the premise that the gun looks meaner. If the gun looks meaner, then they're not happy with it. Legitimately, there are rifles, and it's like, well, if they're made out of a composite alloy or whatever, that, you know what? We can't have that. Because that's black and it's cool, it's sleek. But if you get a brown one made out of wood, wood is for pussies, wood sucks. And so that's not scary. Because seriously, if someone pulls out a wooden gun, are you terrified of that? No. But if they pull out a cool like AR-15, it's like all the same colors, monochromatic, it's dark, it's sleek. Like, yeah, it's got a muzzle buffer thing. I don't even know what that's called. Not a suppressor. That's not what I'm talking about. It's muzzle brake. It's a muzzle brake. Have muzzle brake? I don't even know. I'm not a gun. Are you a gun? Look, I'm smarter than a congressman still. But anyway, it's like if it enhances the look of the gun to be cooler, that makes it more dangerous. If you affix a bayonet onto your AR-15, you're like halfway to it being a banned weapon. It's like, but it's a knife on the edge of it. Who in the modern era is using a knife on the edge of their AR-15? What, in their hand-to-hand combat when they run out of ammo and storm the trenches of Detroit? This isn't real. It's like, wow, he's got a bayonet on there. That's pretty fucking cool, but also scary. He's going to stab the children at the school. No, he's not. That's not a thing that's going to happen. He's just going to shoot them and shoot himself like they always do. Breck says, I saw a senator lose his shit on a rifle that had a thing that goes up. Always. But this is security theater. It's the same as the TSA. TSA totally sucks ass. They don't do anything at the airport. They're just there to grope hot women and me. And I was so mad when I got groped because it was the biggest, goofiest dude I've ever seen. And I was like, I paid for like a Puerto Rican man. You don't pay at TSA, which tells you what Puerto Rican man. Never mind. Why would you guys say this? No, I got this big dumpy looking dude. He's like, sir, I'm going to have to place my backs and my hands on the front of your legs and go down to your knees. I'm like, all right, go for it. Want to spend some time in that groin area? See what you're missing? And he said, no, he didn't want to. And I was like, this is the worst Chinese massage I've ever had. But I digress. I hate TSA. TSA is show theater. I think they did a test of TSA, and they were able to get all these fucking guns and bombs on past TSA because they're not looking for them. They're not looking for anything. What they're looking for is the end of the day, like everybody else who works a shitty job where they're on their feet all the time dealing with assholes, which is anyone who's in an airport. You're an asshole immediately if you're in an airport because you might have to become an asshole just to get on the fucking plane that you paid $2,000 to be on, right? So TSA people are there and they're like, oh God, look at that line. It doesn't ever end. These people never, and they have to wash the unwashed masses, go through every queue and come up to them. They're like, show me your driver's license. Then they look at it and they look at you. They look at it, they look at you as if they are even looking at the picture. They're not. They're just literally doing this. Their eyes are looking somewhere else. Like they're on mushrooms, right? They're seeing into the magic kingdom. They're like, oh yeah, cool little nymphets. Then they look back at you and they're like, who's this guy? Not that one. Oh, and then they look back at you. Then they hand you back your ID and they're like, yeah, seems good. And you go through. And then you go and they're like, look, take your laptop out. And you're like, why? It's like, well, if it's bigger than a cell phone, I guess our laser cool thing that sees through everything can't see through it. Like if it's like a Kindle that can't see through that, an iPad can't see through that. If it's a cell phone, sees right through that motherfucker. No big deal. And you're like, what rule of physics exists where it's like, oh, sorry, my cool little X-ray vision can't penetrate an iPhone, even if it asks me to, Big Daddy. But what it can penetrate, no, it can penetrate an iPhone because that's a dirty whore. But it can't penetrate an iPad because that's an iPhone's daddy. The real daddy, the one who hits you and her. And is disappointed. all the time. It's the same fucking materials. It's like, well, no, if it's that. And then you're always weirded out if you're like me, because I have to bring microphones with me on a plane, right? Sometimes, not often. I want a TSA guy literally pulls a microphone out of my backpack. He goes, "What's this?" I'm like, "A microphone." He's like, "What's it for?" How do you describe a microphone to an idiot? I honestly don't know. I'm like, because it doesn't make me louder. That's a bullhorn. That would make sense. A megaphone to, hey, TSA. That's a megaphone. That's easy. How do you describe a microphone? Well, I guess it captures my voice and sends it down a cable, if you have one, into a interface, if you have one of those. And then that plugs into something else, like a speaker, a monitor, a computer. I don't know. Plugs into something, and it makes the music or makes the melody out of my. How do you describe that? Imagine talking to a caveman. He's like, "What this?" Bro, it's a microphone. I don't know. So why do you have it? Why do I have it? Because I don't know. I'm going to go record the president in his shitter. What do you think? Why do I have it? Who cares? It's a microphone. It's not a big deal. Yeti microphones, ladies and gentlemen, don't bring them on planes. They're like, why? Why is this? TSA is the worst organization at an airport, and that's saying something because airports exist. So anyway, it's all show theater, though. Security theater, because they don't make you safer. TSA doesn't make the airlines safer. Airlines are remarkably safe, because airplanes aren't the greatest leverage for a terrorist. First of all, you have to have someone who can land a plane under stress. Even pilots have trouble with that. Or you have to have someone who can fly a plane into a building. And jihadis throw people off of buildings, not into buildings. So they're not used to targeting the building itself. So they have this issue. Like, it's not the best weapon. But they did it after 9/11. And we will never forget. And we will have a new government agency that sits there for every fucking airport through the end of time. But hey, it's fine. But they do. Back to my original point. They did a study where they did a blind test. They were able to get guns through TSA, no problem. They were able to get mock explosives through TSA, no problem. The really interesting thing about that I read about TSA, Malcolm Gladwell wrote an article about how it was about the Challenger, I think, if I remember right, the Challenger explosion. But basically, the way humans observe test scenarios and become used to those test scenarios passing, they don't see when the test scenario fails. I think the numbers are something like this. Out of like 7 billion TSA inspections, 6 guns have been found. 6. If you think about that and the rarity of that, most TSA agents will never find a gun in a bag. Does that mean there aren't guns in bags? No. It means that they know they're never going to find one. They know everybody around them will not find a gun. They'll sit there and they'll watch a gun go by on the x-ray screen and they won't even think about it because that couldn't possibly be a gun. Their mind is conditioned to never see one because they look all day and can't find it. It's kind of a weird phenomenon that happens. Red Chief 000 says 10 rounds for AR-10, 20 rounds for an AR-15 are common when target shooting in Happy Tax Day. There's never a Happy Tax Day. In Spizia Video says, is it okay that the tech they did at certain company was done in a rush and now it's up to present people to fix that? Yes. I don't know what, 100%. Whatever you want to say is okay. Logan says it's about nothing more than disarming the public little by little. Anyway, here's $5. Take a shot for me, Daddy. I don't do shots for $5, but here's a driplet sip. I even had all these fingers out, so you know it was gay. Bad Dragon Knight says that feeling when the Amish guy pulls out a wooden gun, twirls his beard like a villain, and clicks his clogs together. No. Rogue says, to be fair, Nick. No. Don't be fair. Don't be fair. 10-round mags are great for beginners in marksman practice. 20 and standard 30 mags will always be preferable, though, for most situations. Can someone tell me why a 10-round magazine is better for beginners? Like, I must be fucking stupid. I must be fucking stupid to try and figure out and be unable to why a 10-round magazine would be better for beginners than a 30-round magazine. Can anybody tell me that? Like, why is that a thing? More practice reloading? No, but you don't. You just shoot more bullets. It's funnier. I don't get reload practice. You don't even need reload. Like, you don't need to actually fire anything to do reload practice. You just go click, 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 drop the magazine, put a new one in. You don't have to have bullets. I don't know if you guys know this, but you don't have to have bullets to do reload practice. You can just eject the magazine and put the new magazine in, whether there are bullets in it or not. That dog in M. Why you so skinny? Skinny shame yourself. God bless. Look, we'll all stay skinny because we just won't eat. Now, I talked about this. I intentionally lost about 40 pounds. Then I got sick and I lost 10 more pounds, which brought me down to an uncomfortably small weight, which I'm trying to add weight back in there. Got to gain those 10 pounds back because I was at my target weight. It was great. I was like, oh man, that's cool. I look alive. But now I look like Skeletor. And I don't like it. But there's always a but, right? Actually, no. When you're my weight, there is no but. That being said, I dropped that extra 10 pounds and because I couldn't eat while sick. And Lady Rackets and I, we were sick for several days each. It was horrible. I had to cancel a show. I was a couple shows, I think. My temperature was somewhere between 103.6 and 107 with 3 different thermometers. And we got a 103.6, a 106, and a 107. And it was not great. Not great. Sitting there dying. It was cool. But got through it. Got over that. It's like, oh, I was about to become a Democrat voter. Jesus Christ. I'm really happy I didn't do that. But during that time, I like didn't eat for 5-6 days and I lost 10 pounds. That's how it goes. Adding it back in, though, is tough because I've been stressed out like a motherfucker lately. You know what's hard to do when you're stressed out? Eat. It's terrible. It's terrible to try and eat when you're stressed. But there you go. Skinny shame me. Hey. Hi. Hey, you little twig bone motherfucker. You little Canadian Asian hybrid looking thing. Except you're tall, which means you're part bitch. I'm not sure. Why can't you just eat something? Oh, you're not hungry? Oh, you don't want a Reese's peanut butter cup. You don't want a Snickers bar. Oh, you don't want a steak? Why? I just don't feel like eating. Oh God, I'm so busy. Hey, shove a steak in your mouth like your mom did. That's how you got made. Shove that meat in your fucking gullet. Chew on it. Bite it. Gnash it with your teeth. Swallow it down and then collect $50. God damn it. Why don't you try to at least be a human instead of a pile of human remains that walks around? Oh, thank you, necromancer, for bringing me back. I can pretend to be Jesus, except not, because Jesus would have done good, and all I'm doing is complaining about how I just can't eat anymore. Motherfucker made loaves and fishes for thousands. You can't eat anything, you bitch, you pussy. Oh, well, I like the way I look. Oh, yeah, atrophied muscles. Cool, you're in an iron lung for 37 years. You're just sitting there going, and then you come out, Eugenia Cooney looking ass, walking around on stilts that you call legs because your feet atrophied off when your body had to eat them just to keep you alive. Oh, God, I wish it would eat your tongue so you could stop complaining, you pussy. But you know what it won't eat? Your nose. You know why? Your nose has to breathe because that's all the sustenance you get. Get those calories from the pollutants put out by the coal factories. This is why green energy sucks. Because people like me would be dead. There. Take that. How that was a sufficient. Was that a good? No, it wasn't good, but here we go. Anna P says, have you read Joe's suit against Merchant regarding the gag order? No, I have not. Because you know why? Joe's a good man. And I will not look into his suit because I'm not gay. Anna P says, and also cheers. Cheers, Anna. Andrew Starr says, you okay, man? Looking a little rough. All as well. You know what's great about the internet? People notice physical changes in you. And they're like, oh my God, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, actually, physically, I'm just fine. Because you are. Again, a little underweight. We'll get that fixed. Not a big deal. But it's like, are you okay? No. Do you think a bunch of canceled streams and late streams and rescheduled shit, you're okay? Physically, I'm great. Terrific. Wonderful. I look like a twink on Tuesday. I'd have to shave my mustache and beard off so that the bear would not be tickled when he comes in for. Listen, that's fine. But mentally, am I okay? No. Joe Biden's president. Department of Homeland Security exists. It is tax day. The end of the school year is coming. Every activity on earth exists and has an event coming up. And all I want to do is know when I can put a fucking clay pigeon behind my head and try and shoot it through my fucking forehead. Because of all the shit I have to do on the average day. So no, I'm not okay. I'm not okay until that buckshot reaches somebody else's beaches. Rhymes with reaches. Never mind. Soaring Guardian says Facebook Marketplace is wild. Some guy is selling an unopened Girls Gone Wild collection that he found at a garage sale. Didn't see the Snoop Dogg special in the posting. He must want to keep it. Can you imagine a world in which Girls Gone Wild existed? Can you imagine that world? It was a fantastical place. We're like, no, listen. You're up late. It's 3. And I said, baby, it's 3 a.m. You must be lonely. Right? You're watching infomercials because WrestleMania is over or whatever. And you're like, okay. No. Like the lingerie finds done. I'm done. Kleenex box is empty. What else am I going to do? I'm going to watch the guy be like, I'm going to tell you how to get rich, putting tiny ads in every newspaper around your area. That's all you have to do. With these simple words, you will make $1 million a year in no time. And you're sitting there watching, you're like, yeah, I could do that. I can make ads. That's cool. I can call up a newspaper and pay $18 or whatever. That's great. This guy's a genius. And then you got the one guy who's like, he's dressed like the Riddler because he's the one guy who didn't learn that the Riddler's a fag. And he's sitting there with his like suit and he's like, I got question marks everywhere to question, not the government, but to question how people make money. I don't know. And he sells you a book that's this thick about how to make money. And I hope every page just says, by not reading a book this thick, you dumb fucking retard, why would you buy this? Why would you buy a book that's this thick on how to make money? Do you think people who make money have time to read a book that's this thick? No, they don't. You know what they're doing? Building Teslas or whatever. Or no, they're not even building Teslas. They're delivering Malaysian babies who will build the Teslas 18 years from now. They're delivering them with their hands. They're reaching into those Malaysian, well, let's be honest, it's Malaysian men. It's Indian women who are rejected by their husbands or wife burn survivors. And they grab those little babies on there like, we're going to shake them just enough so they can build a Cybertruck and nothing else. They throw them in a pile to be raised by Chinese. That's how I'm pretty sure that's factual. Oh, wait. So what I was saying was it's about Girls Gone Wild. This is magical time in the late 90s. We're watching this infomercial about these weirdos trying to teach you how to make money. But then one other weirdo comes along. He's like, guys, I'm not here to make you money. I'm here to make you horny. How? Grainy VHS footage of random women in high school, like I guess seniors in high school. Who knows? I don't know if they carded those girls or college. They're in Fort Lauderdale and they're woo girling, right? They're taking their tops off. And he's like, yeah, with a camera. It's like these girls who are normal people. Like, well, I mean, I guess if I wanted to watch a normal person run around with flappy tits or whatever, like, oh, I guess you could buy that VHS. He's like, then they had to start spicing it up and they're like, these college girls will do anything. You're like, anything though? Well, they play Tetris. They're not going to play Tetris. They're not doing anything. But now you look at it and you go, could you even make Girls Gone Wild today? Mind you, of course you could distribute it on Pornhub because you could distribute anything on Pornhub. But could they make Girls Gone Wild and sell it to the masses in an infomercial? I don't think so. How could you? It's a weird thing. Like, well, this guy goes around, he just films like really young women taking their tops off in public. And then he takes them to an RV and makes them make out with someone they've never met. I mean, I guess cool. I don't know. That's weird. That's a weird thing when we think about it now. But back in the late 90s, early 2000s, you're like, this guy is cool. Like, who would have thought of this? Me. Anybody would have thought of this. Like, oh, wait, college girls running around taking their clothes off and you film it and sell it to people? There could be money to be made. Breck says, my brother and his friends were on one of those tapes. Bunch of girls I knew from Panama City Beach. What age do you think it's good to settle down with a girlfriend and turn her into your wife? Wait, your age or her age? Assume you finished college and are economically stable. I make no assumptions about you, my friend. You're watching live streams at midnight. But if you are financially stable, you finish college, what age? There is the rule. Everybody goes, oh, I want to make sure we're in a good place to be like economically or whatever to get married. You're not. Same with kids. Like, well, I want to be financially stable to have a kid. You're not. You won't be financially stable ever. So the right age is whenever the fuck you both agree to do it. That's it. Deus Ex Machina Prime says Trump seek. Damn, that'd be great. Jesse Bear says 10 round mags exist because California and New York passed laws. Of course. Andrew Starr says, well, I hope you recover well. Haven't seen you in ages. That's on you, man. That's on you. I was here the whole time and you didn't come back. Every day I'm like, where is Andrew Starr? Just kidding, brother. Thank you for coming back and hanging out. Hope I recover. My recovery is simple. Just fucking eat. But that sounds easier than it is. Alex C. Rex has gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. Bad Dragonite says weight loss is because Nick tried coke back in his college days and it only just got through his nose. There's an old country song called The Long and Winding Road. That's what it was. I snorted cocaine back in 1986. Hit me in 2023, right around September. That's when it finally found its way. Most of the coke had eaten itself. The few stragglers got sucked up by my bloodstream and turned me into a raging monster. Anna P. says, please watch the short clip of the pro-Palestine woman who threatened the Bakersfield, California City Council members. She's facing 18 felony charges now. Please watch her unhinged rant. It's short. Wait, That sounds delicious. Pro-Palestinian woman. Bakersfield? Yeah, Bakersfield. Oh, yeah. It's on April 10th. Kind of. Guys, you know, I don't ever want to go to a city council meeting or anything because, first of all, waste of time. Second of all, government's fucking gay. I had to go get, in Minnesota, you get registration tabs, we call them, on your license plate. Had to go get those the other day for 3 vehicles. It hurt me. I was wounded by what happened. And I'm sitting there at the counter waiting for these fucking stickers to come through because they're like, I guess you could buy these stickers. I'm like, what? Why is it hard to buy? These should be at fucking Kroger. Or what? We don't have a Kroger. Walmart, maybe. And they base the sticker price on the value of your car. Why would they do that? Why would the sticker price be on the value of their car rather than the value of the oh my God, there we go. Why would it be on the value of the car rather than the value of the sticker? Shouldn't the registration tax be based on the fucking sticker? Wow. Well, like, look, if you buy a Escalade or you buy a Toyota Sienna or whatever, $30,000 van versus $120,000 SUV. The sticker that goes on the license plate should cost more on the other one. You're like, but I'm not buying the SUV again. I already did that. Can I just put this, like, can I just buy the sticker? Is the sticker $50 or whatever, $100, 200? Who cares what the number is, right? It's the principle of a fucking license registration on a car is the same as property taxes. You go, wait, so I own something, but I have to pay the government to keep owning it? That's what I have to do? Okay, that makes sense. The government's like, yeah, we allow you to own that. Why? Why is that a thing we tolerate? I fucking hate these people. Anyway, here we go. We're going to look at this video. It was requested by Anna P.
Here at 5 with more details from last night's intense city council meeting. A pro-Palestinian protester was arrested for making threats toward elected officials. 17's Michaela Armstrong has the details. Michaela.
Rob, things have escalated to new levels with both sides of the issue condemning the behavior of this Bakersfield woman.
Michaela.
For weeks, city council meetings have been filled with tension as pro-Palestinian protesters urge city council members to pass a ceasefire resolution for the...
Why are pro-Palestinian protesters in the United States be like, please pass a ceasefire? In a Bakersfield, California city council meeting, they're like, look, we're here with you guys in Bakersfield, California. What we need is to convince Israel to stop dropping missiles on us. You're like, ma'am, did you notice they were all women? Why? I don't know. I guess because their husbands are working. I'm not sure why it's all women that they put the clips up. Like, oh, please stop Israel from bombing Hamas in Palestine. And you're like, this is a Bakersfield, California city council meeting. Why are you even here? Go to Washington. Like, we don't do this shit. Like, no, but California's cool. Stop immediately. Just because we have In-N-Out doesn't mean we're awesome. Go to where the problem is. Like, where's that? Oklahoma. But it's like, why are they in? Here we go.
Israel-Hamas war. But Wednesday, it reached a boiling point.
And I hope one day somebody brings the guillotine and kills all of you motherfuckers.
Oh, shit. My God. My girl. Did you hear him? Him. Did you hear she, him? I hope. Let's tell this to all politicians. I hope one day somebody bring that guillotine and kill all you motherfuckers. Yes. I agree with this. All politicians, get the goddamn rope. You know why? Civil service should be a civil death sentence because you do not deserve the power that you acquire through civil service. And yes, that goes down to every school board member ever. Get chopped.
What you said at the end. And so the officers
all the Jewish babies get chopped. Why can't you?
Are going to escort you out and take care of that.
After those words, 28-year-old Riddhi Patel was escorted out of the meeting and arrested by police. Councilman and Vice Mayor Andre Gonzalez says things have gone too far.
And to have that type of a threat in that type of public setting is completely inappropriate.
You notice how this guy's face just looks sad? Like the bottom quartile of his face is a sad man. The top 3 quartiles of his face is forehead for years. My God. His hairline is trying to escape depression. That's why it's moved so far from his eyebrows. Why is everything about this man so goddamn depressing? Like if this guy pulled up to an Arby's, they'd be like, actually, sir, we closed. Like, when? Just now, because we saw you and we realized what we've done to the world. And every Arby's employee would go out, dig a grave, and bury themselves in it alive. Look at how fucking sad he is. You're the mayor of Bakersfield. No, be sad. Be sad. I thought about it after I said it. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. These people.
Unproductive.
You're unproductive.
And it's deeply concerning.
Last month, the city increased security measures at meetings, leaving many questioning the timing, including Patel.
You guys want to criminalize us with metal detectors?
Yes.
We'll see you at your house. We'll murder you.
Gonzalez.
Holy shit. We'll see you at your house and we'll murder you. Beast. Why do I like her more and more every time she says something? Hold on. I'm going to find the full. People are saying find the full clip. I don't want. Protester who threatened city council weeps at arraignment. No, God damn it. 4 days ago. Oh my God, who's this disaster? What is that? Like, oh, geez. You are a nightmare of a person. I want her whole speech. Damn it. I'm trying to find it. Just a second. They're going to need bigger magazines. No. Oh, no, don't say that. YouTube will be like, no, we actually love politicians. Oh, my God. So protester makes first court appearance. Threatened to murder. Not murder hard enough. Can you even promise? It's not a threat. It's a promise. Can you promise to murder a politician too hard?
Protester charge.
This is why HD was a mistake. This woman's face looks like a downhill mogul section of a ski slope. Good Christ. She's got the Mariana Trench under each eyeball here. They're new species in those lip cracks.
Charged with threatening to.
Her name is Rochelle Murca. Mercia. Oh, Mercia.
Today.
You guys want to criminalize us with metal detectors? We'll see you at your house. We'll murder you.
Ms. Patel.
Brave as fuck. It wasn't a threat. It was a promise,
so
bitch.
The officers are going to escort you out and take care of that.
On Wednesday, Riddhi Patel was escorted from the city council meeting after threatening council members who were.
What is she threatening? To come into their fridge and eat all their yogurt? Like, it just helps me lose weight. Not when you eat it by the vat, bitch. Jesus Christ. He was never this big. He helped the entire human race. He was never as big as you. What did you do? Threaten city council members. I almost like you as much as him. If we're being honest, even though you eat Big Macs by the case, he would tear up your chicken nuggets and there'd be enough for 15 people and you'd eat all of them. All right, hold on. I got to find this fucking, where's the actual, is this it? No, can you just show the whole fucking clip? Finding the whole clip is actually goddamn irritating. Is it? Oh, thank you. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, yeah. Miss Patel, will you please fix our Windows 10 PCs? I'm going to put her on the small screen and me on the big screen. Why? I got to get off somehow.
Ms. Patel, that was a threat, what you said at the end. And so the officers
I've
are
seen
going
this
to
dumb
escort you
lady.
out and take care of that.
Where did I see it? Whoa. This music is fucking banging.
It's very clear to me as someone who's been an organizer for the past couple of years that none of you care.
Wait, she's an Indian American protester who's named Patel? I'm very suspicious. I don't trust this at all. I don't see a single feather in her hair.
Because you guys don't care about anything happening in Palestine or any other country where oppression occurs, because you don't care about the oppression occurring here. And I understand that you guys are all horrible people.
Yes.
But the thing is, 2,300 people being evicted in the last year, those are votes. And you guys, those are votes to win here in Bakersfield.
I'm sorry, Sweet Cheeks. You don't need the votes of the 2,300 evicted people. I know they were all going to vote Democrat because they were evicted. But really, they'll probably die now. They'll still vote Democrat.
And while you guys parade Gandhi around as a Hindu holiday called Chaitra Navratri, it starts off this week.
Wait. What the fuck did she just say? And while you guys parade Gandhi around
as a Hindu holiday called
Jethro.
Chaitra Navratri, it starts off this week.
Jethro number 3.
I remind you that these holidays that we practice, that other people in the global south practice, believe in violent revolution against their oppressors. And I hope one day somebody brings the...
Gandhi didn't really believe in violent revolution against his oppressors. That was kind of his whole shtick, right? Like, no, let's not do the violence thing. Let's just kind of hang out and get beat up. Everybody's like, Gandhi, I don't like this. He's like, don't worry. It's you that's getting beat up, not me. I'll be leading you from the back like Obama, except he doesn't lead Michelle Obama from the back. She leads him from the back.
The guillotine and kills all of you motherfuckers. The increased criminalization for no need other than
the guillotine line's banging.
When people come and hold you guys accountable for introducing ceasefire resolutions, because the only escalation in violence has been by you all. And so there's no need.
Yeah, really, the only escalation in violence has been from the Bakersfield City Council. Now, look, I believe thoroughly, all the way down to my balls, that the Bakersfield City Council would be better in a vat of boiling oil than they are on the council dais. I believe that. She's like, you guys have escalated the violence. And they're like, really? What have we done? We don't do anything at all. It's not positive or negative. It's just completely neutral. And is completely zero. I love this girl though. She's like, you should all be guillotined. And I'm like, oh my God, I've been saying this forever. Just kill them. Just get rid of the politicians. Jesus.
Need to continue. In the last 5 years I've attended city council meetings, there's never been metal detectors. There's never been more cops. The only reason
there's never been more cops. What I will need you to do right now, city council, is open pub and show Virginia.
You're doing it is because people actually don't care if you guys don't like them, and they're actually resisting. So you want to criminalize them. So regardless
Criminalize
of whether
people.
You elect people into office, they'll backstab you, they'll let you die, and for that reason, you guys want to criminalize us with metal detectors. We'll see you at your house. We'll murder you.
Oh, we'll see you at your house. We'll murder you.
Next speaker, please.
Actually, I wouldn't say that's a threat. Now, maybe I'm terrible. We'll see you at your house. We'll murder you. What's the threat? Like, what's the actual threat? We'll see you at your house. We'll murder you. Do you want to hear that? No. If you're a Bakersfield City Council member, though, look at how many of them there are. They'll have little lighted name tags. My name is Bill Overson or whatever. Oh my God. There are not big enough fucking wood chippers for these people. So I agree. I agree with the lady. I'm not going to anybody's house in Bakersfield. I'm not going to hang out. I'm not going to kill politicians. If I was going to go to Bakersfield, would I kill a politician? No. Why? Because the longer they're a politician, the higher the likelihood that they go to hell with the rest of the bad people. and the Hindus. She's going to meet him again. All right, here we go. Shit. Adrian Robledo says, hey, Nick, at 21, my ex-girlfriend cheated on me with a professor. I had to mute that burp. Sorry. Cheated on you with a professor at 21? Oh, my. He was a professor of human physiology. Or was it just anatomy? After that, I've not really been able to connect with a woman aside for SX, I guess sex. I just can't trust them. Any advice? I've always wanted to marry. Brother, you can't trust women because they're women. It's not their fault. It's not like they're trying. They just exist. And they're like, they say something and they don't mean it. You're like, well, why would you say that? And they're like, well, because you could have figured out what I meant. Or you just say what you want. You just do that. You just try like saying what you actually want. And they're like, well, no, I want to tell you the thing that you want to hear. And I'm like, I didn't want to hear that. No, you wanted to hear that, but then I wanted you to choose the thing that I did. I was like, there's an easier option. It's called being a man. You just go, I want X. And that means that you want X. You don't want Y. You just want X. But here's the woman thinks like, well, I would like A, so I'll tell him to do B. If he does B, I'll know that he should die by C. But if he doesn't do B, he didn't listen to me. Then he does A, which is what I wanted, but he didn't listen. So then he'll die by D instead of C. And when you die by D, it's always in prison. You can never trust women in that respect because it's not them. It's just how God punished them for eating that fruit from the tree. That bitch was looking for that snake. Women always be looking for that snake. Anyway, don't eat the fruit. God damn it. I don't know, man. What? Any advice if I was wanting to marry? Look, you can't trust women, but you may be able to trust a woman. Maybe. And you have to just go find one that you jive with, dude. There's nothing to it. Go talk to all of them. Be embarrassed by most of them. And the few that aren't horrible, keep talking. See what happens. Hans One Pack says, we could review her whole speech. Was it a true threat? I think Nate the lawyer's in the chat. He said, she's going to jail. You go to jail today. Going to jail today. And she did. She got arrested for it. Was it a true threat? I don't actually know. We'll come to your house. That's the big one. We'll come to your house and we'll murder you. In Minnesota, you typically have to have a threat, be a true threat with a specific statement of a crime that would be a felony. So I will come to your house and I will bash your skull in with a hammer. That's a true threat. That's something that you do. You cave a skull in, the person dies. They're like, wow, you're going to do that thing. That's a felony that you're threatening. You go, I'm going to bury you in the ground. Well, it's not illegal to bury someone in the ground necessarily. So it's kind of like a weird spot. But I think, first of all, why are you going to city council meetings? Second of all, why are you trying to stop the Jews in Bakersfield? Well, the Jews in Israel through Bakersfield, they're like, aha, the Bakersfield Telegraph will get to the Jews. They all read the Bakersfield Telegraph. Boop, 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 boop. Like, stop bombing Palestine from the city council. It's like, oh, God, Benjamin Netanyahu, your orders are overridden. By who? I don't know. Some bitch from the 8th Ward of Bakersfield. How many city council members are there? There's like 12, 15, I don't know, 16 in this picture. It's gross. How big is Bakersfield? I don't care. That dog in M says I'm down 15 pounds at 25 to go. Shaming motivate me. Bon Jovi wouldn't even sing a song about you because you're not halfway there, you pussy. I'm on a balanced diet. Yeah, balanced diet of fucking parfaits, right? Oh, and probably some eclairs because everything you eat is French, right? Just like the menu. Don't Eat. God damn it. Now, Andrew Starr says, what's your take on the Apple River stabbing? You know, I give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I think he could have used better technique. Twisted the knife a little bit. Didn't kill enough people. If that was his goal, like if you're judging that's hard. Like, how do you judge a stabbing? Like, well, could have done worse, right? Like, or better, depending on your perspective. Well, he killed 8 children. It's like, well, he could have gotten like 15 at least before he went. Is that better or worse? I don't know. Does it get a higher score or a lower score? What's your take on the Apple River stabbing? Depends on the goals, man. Look, if I'm going to stab some motherfuckers, I'm going to stab as many as I can. I'm not going to stab anybody normally. What if you're like, all right, I'm finally ready to stab someone. You get your knife. And you're like, yeah, gung-ho for it. Like, okay, I'm going to stab this. I'm going to find someone to stab. You stab one guy, he doesn't die, and you get arrested. You go to prison forever. Well, that was a waste, right? You should have stabbed some kids first or whatever. Blind people, deaf people, sneak up on them real easy. Wheelchair people who can't fight back. People in clothes that are not very movable. You just like, you know, they're like tight pants or whatever. Like, you're not running away. Michael Myers or OJ Simpson, those people. But if you're going to stab someone, you might as well go for the goal, right? Why would you stab less people than you could? That's underachievement. Remember, victory is always determined by the perspective and the rules. The rules for victory. Like, what's the win condition? Like, if you have a knife and it's like the win condition is not to stab anyone, you just put the knife away. That's easy. Oh, I win. That was simple. I do this every day of my life. It's very easy to not stab someone. It's considerably harder to actually take the knife and plunge it into someone's chest because you got to like do it. It's work. Like, might be if they can fight back, I guess. Unless you're only attacking quadriplegics, which is hilarious because if they had a knife, they'd stab themselves too. Every time Stephen Hawking was typing into his keyboard, he was controlled by the Jewish cabal in charge of Israel. So everything he said actually came out like, Palestine is a shit. But what he was actually typing was, please, dear God, someone plunge the knife that my weak, frail arms can't get into me, into my chest right away. Also into my mouth, because I'll like it as I die. I think the moral of the story is kill quadriplegics. I'm not sure. You can find them on handicap ramps. Here we go. Anna P says, find the clip of her speech. It's wilder than all that. Super Mastermind says, no. Or so San Francisco is going to allow people to sue supermarkets for closing. I read about that. I was like, what? I guess that's cool if you're in a food desert because the supermarket decided to not have enough money coming in. Then you go ahead and just like sue. I didn't know businesses were not allowed to go out of business. They are now. It's like, you can't go out of business. Like, if I'm going out of business, I probably don't have money to pay you. Right? The Iceman 101418 says, I'm in Bakersfield and I know someone who went to school with this chicken. That wasn't a chicken. What's the fat bird? Fat, like tan colored bird. There's got to be a fat tan colored. Oh, a turkey, I guess. Like, are they fat though? Like, wild turkeys aren't, but those domestic turkeys, those big motherfucker. Anyway, apparently she was insufferable in high school. No, she just became that way later. Almost got a kid expelled. Almost. She's a failed activist. Nate the lawyer says, crazy story. She going to jail now. What's up, Nate? How you doing, brother? Anna P says, at one point, she says, if Jesus were here, he'd kill you. I agree. Let's stop. You know what they don't talk about? The years between 12 and 30 of Jesus Christ. What were those years? The murder spree of who? Everyone except the Jews. And The Jews killed him because they were jealous that he wouldn't kill them. That's what I heard. That was in Bible study. Bad Dragon Knight says she's going to bring a crossbow to their block. Yep. Teach your kids to D-U-C-K to quack. The Iceman says, Nick, come to Bakersfield and say hi. We just laugh at the morons in the city council and drink nice whiskey. Lol, our council are morons, though. Every city council is a moron. They're all embarrassing. They're terrible people. By terrible people, I mean they're literal demons walking around the skin of children that's been stretched over their wiry frames. Kay Campbell, 1148. No, just Kay Campbell 48 says, Nick, you should see Lily Tang destroy David Hogg on gun control. Who's Lily Tang? Do you guys remember Tang, the orange powder that you put in water that turns into magical juice? God, shit was good. They're like, that's what the astronauts drink. I'm like, I don't care. I don't drink it because astronauts drink it. I drink it because it's delicious. Could you imagine, like, well, prune juice is what the astronauts drink. I wouldn't drink prune juice. Why is that an advertising feature? Well, gay porn is what the astronauts watch. Oh, sign me up. Jesus, these people are weird.
Lance, followed by Kev, followed by Valeria.
Valeria.
Ms. Patel.
Patel.
Ms. Patel.
Please go.
That was a threat.
To servicing our...
What you said at the end. And so the officers are going to escort you out and take care of that.
The fucking background music of this news channel is killing it. Her comments made during the public comment portion of a city council meeting criticized proposed security upgrades that included permanent metal detectors and security measures. These upgrades, initially on a trial basis, were unanimously approved by the city council. Well, of course. Let's see. Do we get to spend taxpayer money to put up metal detectors that keep us more safe? Yes. Have you ever been in danger? Yeah. No. But this is the weird thing that they do, right? This lady, I know this lady. I don't remember her name because last time I saw her, she was just eating out of the dumpster at a Wendy's. But what the... God, I fucking hate her. I don't even know her. I just have seen her somewhere. And I'm like, I have a deep-seated longing for her to never exist again. You guys have met people like that where, like, I look at her and I go, oh, God, you know she's a pain in the ass. You know, she goes into like a Domino's pizza and she's like, do you have anything that's not pizza? Like, well, breadsticks and cheese on it. It's like, well, it's kind of like a pizza, isn't it? I don't know. We got like these cinnamon sticks, a little bready, maybe something without carbs. Ma'am, this is a pizza joint. Carbs are a job. We do have a salad. We could toss it in olive oil. Do I look Greek? What does a Chinese salad even have? I was just thinking about that. Like, because she's Asian, so she'll eat Chinese salads. That's the rule. What is a Chinese salad? It's got like Napa cabbage. Sadness, communism, and rejected baby girls. But what else? Like, what dressings do they put on a Chinese salad? Do the Chinese even eat salads? Wondering. I love Chinese food. It's now occurring to me that I've never seen a salad at a Chinese food restaurant. All right, here we go. What was the point of all that? What was the point of all this like dramatic music and just her crying? Why is she crying? Anyway, look, guys, we do ginger dressing. But what, like, is it just iceberg lettuce? I mean, I know when I go to like the hibachi place, but that's Japanese. Now, the Japanese in 1944 kind of made the Chinese into a salad. Then they tossed the shit out of that salad because they're like, aha, these are dogs or whatever. No dogs in Chinese allowed, right? Like in that Bruce Lee movie. But I know when I go to the hibachi restaurant, they give me a shitty like iceberg lettuce salad. It's like, oh, here's some red cabbage and some carrot shavings. I'm like, this looks like a normal American salad. Like, aha, but we put this ginger dressing on it. If you eat it, you'll have diarrhea for days. Have some. I don't want that. No, you get one bowl of onion broth with mushroom shavings in it, and then you get one bowl of shit salad with ginger dressing. You have to eat both of those. Otherwise, he doesn't put your filet mignon on your plate, and he says, hey, eat all your food. Fucking hate those places. That ginger dressing can go straight to hell. All right, guys, we are going to do the Rumble flip. We're going to transition harder than a Bakersfield resident over to Rumble. We'll be over there exclusively. After this, you can watch it following the link at the top of the chat or in the description on YouTube on your way out, whether to Rumble or off to Rumble yourself. Go ahead and click that like button, and we'll see you over there. We'll be here tomorrow with Megan Fox again to cover the blowjob pregnancy lawsuit. Just sounds fucking weird, but that's how life goes. All right, see you guys over on Rumble or tomorrow. Peace. Peace.